In this video, we are getting real about Amazon KDP's changes to print royalty rates and color printing costs coming June 10th, 2025. I'm going to show you my actual Amazon KDP earnings from yesterday, May 16th, 2025. We will go through the numbers, my listing prices, units sold, and royalties earned at the current 60% rate. Then, I will compare it with the new 50% rate, assuming I don't change my prices. You will see exactly how much I would lose on each sale. So let's get real and do it. Let's start with a big picture view of my lifetime orders processed since July 2019. As you can see, I have been selling consistently, but there's a noticeable trend I want to highlight. April, May, and June are always the slowest months for the niches I'm working in. This is typical for the categories I'm targeting, but your trends might differ depending on the niches you are working in. Now let's zoom in on yesterday, May 16th, 2025. My estimated royalties were $64.10 with 34 processed orders. I sold 7 different books, but one of my best sellers really carried the load with 27 orders all by itself. What's even more interesting is that most of these orders came from European marketplaces, and they were all organic sales. I am not running any ads right now, mainly because I focus on low content books with smaller profit margins. Now I want to show you the royalties estimator dashboard for those 34 orders. You will see that my earnings range from 50 cents to $2 per sale. This is one of the main reasons I don't run ads. With such small margins, it's incredibly tough to stay profitable. Most of these books were published in previous years and they still bring in sales thanks to the reviews they have gathered. Now, of course, running ads when you launch your books can help boost visibility and get those first few reviews. But for me, organic traffic has been key. Now let's do the math for how much I would earn with the new 50% rate if I don't change my prices. As I mentioned, most of these orders came from European marketplaces. Let me show you my estimated earnings in Euro and GBP since the report gives the royalties in different currencies. When you download this report, in the combined sales sheet of the file, you will see something like this. However, I have hidden some rows such as title, author name, ASIN, ISBN, and marketplace as I don't want to share my book details. In this report, you can see the earnings for each book. It gives the royalty earnings in local currencies, and since currency rates change daily, you might notice that the estimated royalties in USD fluctuate on your KDP dashboard. To make things clearer, I will first convert all the royalties into USD. I will add a new column named Exchange Rates, followed by another column named Royalty in USD, and calculate all the royalties in USD. When you add them up, as you can see, the total is $64.10. Now, I will add a column named Royalty Type 50%. You can calculate this easily using the Printing Cost and Royalty Calculator page on Amazon KDP site, or directly from the Edit Print Book Pricing section in your KDP bookshelf. For example, this book with 100 pages, sold in the German marketplace with a €4.97 list price, brought me 50 cents in royalties at the 60% rate. After June 10th, 2025, with the 50% rate, that royalty will drop to just 1 cent. Like I said, if you check the edit print book pricing of your book, you will see the same information. I went through each of my books from yesterday's sales and calculated the impact of this change. Let me show you the full breakdown so you can see exactly how this update will affect each sale. As you can see on the chart, if I didn't change my list prices and sold the exact same books on any given day after June 10th, when the 50% rate kicks in, my earnings would drop from $64.10 to $37.82. That's almost 40% decrease compared to my current earnings. To put in perspective, if I currently make $1,000 per month, I would only be making $600, and that's a pretty significant loss. Like I mentioned in my previous video, I think this is essentially a forced price increase. But I also believe it's not just about increasing operational costs. I think there is another motive here. Reducing the flood of low content books by discouraging new creators from entering the space due to the lower profit margins. I have always said on this channel that some YouTube channels sell a dream of making $10,000 a month with basic AI generated books mostly to get views. But the reality is, those videos reached hundreds of thousands of people, which led to a massive influx of low quality AI generated books on Amazon. In my opinion, this royalty change is Amazon's way of hitting the brakes on that trend. Because if it was purely about operational costs, they could have just raised the printing costs like they did back on June 20th, 2023. But here we are. These are the new rules and we have to adapt or leave. I have been in this business since 2019, so I have a lot of books to update, and I will be starting that process this week. I still haven't decided if I'm going to keep the same margins for each book or accept lower royalties by raising prices only slightly. To be honest, bumping most low content books up to $9.99 might kill sales. So I'm planning to go book by book. It's going to be a massive amount of work. Plus, KDP isn't my only income source. This whole update process is going to steal time away from my other projects. But there's really no other option. As I mentioned in my last video, I will start with my newly published books and work my way backwards. I'm saving my bestsellers for last because I want to see how the competition responds to this change. I still believe many people will exit the low content and coloring book space because of this. I think Amazon KDP will shift towards being more attractive for medium and high content books. But remember, we are in the age of e-commerce and new opportunities are emerging all the time. I am currently testing out new online business models and I will be sharing those with you here on the channel once I have solid results. So if you want to stay ahead of these changes and discover new ways to grow your online business, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one.